A ship is crashing down to Earth and its lone occupant is desperately trying to make contact with anyone. After the crash, Hal Jordan, disoriented, hears someone forcing the door open. Then he sees it. His planet has been completely erased, and the silhouette figure that stands in front of him does not look human. But after a second, his head clears, and the figure is unmistakable. That's a man, dressed like a bat. Hello, I'm Edgar Miranda. 5 years after Luthor's team killed off half of the Justice League and Darkseid claimed the anti-life equation along with Earth and its Kryptonian protector, one of the Green Lanterns of Sector 2814 has returned to Earth, and parademons are there to greet him. While Batman defends Green Lantern, an unexpected ally appears, Deadshot. Then they're joined by the Flash. Batman barks at him to stay out of the fight. Barry's too important to the mission to risk getting hurt. The Flash saves Batman, cocky, but is soon overwhelmed by parademons and almost killed. But Hal saves him. Afterwards, Lantern uses his ring to scan across the Earth. He explains to them who he is and who the Green Lantern Corps was, how he came here looking for his partner, who's missing and presumed dead. Like most Lanterns, Darkseid's army is paving their way across the universe. Batman says it's all because of what's happening on Earth, but the sun is setting. They need to move. Batman, Deadshot, the Flash, and Green Lantern return to the hidden base camp under Wayne Manor. Mira joins them, walking to the camp across the desert, with Arthur's trident slung across her shoulders, carrying water, and tells them she's had to venture further outside camp to locate drinkable water. Later, Bruce explains the operation to Lantern. They are planning on a move that will end Darkseid's reign on Earth, but Lantern doesn't think they have a shot. He wants to repair his ship and try to find any surviving members of the Corps. He wonders what this Justice League could do to stop Darkseid. Cyborg, now missing his lower half, hangs from the ceiling of the Batcave. He's working on massive technology, a cosmic treadmill that will help the Flash jump back in time. Not even the most advanced planets. Time travel is not possible. Cyborg tells Lanterns the specifics of how time travel could work, and how Barry's connection to this Speed Force is what made it possible, especially with the knowledge that a Barry from the future already visited Bruce in the past, in what seemed like a dream. The process is uncontrollable, and even if they can get Flash to travel back, they have a limited window, where Earth will be in the very same place it was when Bruce first saw Flash in the Batcave. Otherwise, he could be jumping into solid bedrock or space. If they don't jump then, it's over. They won't last another year. But that's the easy part. In order to operate it, they need to steal a mother box from Darkseid's army, and they know where one is. But by getting it, they risk drawing his attention. Whose? Superman. Even as far as Oa, members of the Green Lantern Corps have heard of the last known Kryptonian, of Earth. When Apocalypse launched its galactic invasion and Darkseid's possession of the equation became known, even though some individuals can resist the equation power from afar, it was theorized by the Guardians that the most powerful beings in the multiverse, like him, would be able to repel the control of the equation wielder, even when attacked directly. This theory is what compelled the Guardians to allow the Lanterns of Earth to be absent from their sector, to help the Corps try to repel Darkseid's invasion of New Genesis. But Superman, being controlled by Darkseid, it's a catastrophe of unmeasurable proportions. How could this have happened? And why would Darkseid keep him earthbound? Maybe Tom Araya was right. Maybe Earth is the key. Cyborg tells Lantern that the anti-life equation was not on Earth, is part of Earth, of humans. That's why Darkseid left a stronghold here. Deadshot explains that across the world, nearly the entire population has fallen to the anti-life equation. their minds being completely controlled by Darkseid. He says he remembers when his daughter was taken. It haunts him as if she had died, because he understands clearly that if someone has complete control over you, you're not really alive. They have to act soon. The alignment of the planet will occur tomorrow. The plan is that Barry will warn Batman in the past so that they can be prepared, but the Flash will only have a few seconds before he's taken apart. What can he say to Bruce in such short time? If Lex is stopped, he will not get the chance to slaughter the Justice League, and Darkseid will not be handed the equation so easily. So they all agree. Flash has to tell Bruce to stop Lex. Afterwards, Bruce pulls Barry aside. He tells him that saying that is not going to work. He was already trying to stop Lex. Flash has to say something else. Bruce says that this is his fault. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Bruce admits she was his world. I believe I broke that connection. To avoid being hurt, Bruce whispers in Barry's ear, "What? Tell me that. It will change everything." They leave at dawn. In the Batmobile, Batman, Green Lantern, Deadshot, and Mira break into a stronghold, a cathedral swarming with anti-life controlled people, Darkseid's soldiers, while human priests kneel at the Mother Box. They are no match for the Nightmare Justice League, but as soon as they get to it, Batman reminds them of Superman. Back at the Batcave, Cyborg and the Flash are preparing for the time jump. Cyborg makes it clear that Flash won't have much time. He needs to deliver the message before he crumbles into nothingness. But if Barry succeeds, it won't matter. With the Mother Box, Batman and the others make a death run back to the cave. Superman nowhere in sight, but with a legion of parademons in pursuit. The Batmobile gets destroyed, but they manage to find cover. They are very close to the cave. They can still make it. Mira wants to make a stand. Delusional. But she wants someone to pay for what happened to Arthur. Bruce says he understands, but they need to follow the plan.
Who have you ever loved?
That terrible sound. He thought he would never hear again. He knows exactly what it is to lose someone he loves. You! Oh, you never lost me. Batman is speechless. I meant Thomas, Martha, Jason.
Shut up! Shut up! Say his name and I will kill you!
Kill me? You won't kill me. You need me. You need me to help you undo this world you created by letting her die.
How could you possibly?
It's a funny story. A man walks into a bar and finds a god sitting in a chair. You had to be there. You just had to be there. And poor Lois, how she suffered. I often wonder, in how many alternate timelines do you destroy the world because, frankly, you don't have the cojones to die yourself? So as usual, I'll be the bigger man. Let me just set my watch. Don't worry, Bruce. I've seen everything. Batman takes one last look at the Joker and starts running. Deadshot fires a kryptonite bullet at Superman's back, but he dodges it. Batman asks Deadshot over his comb, "What happened?" Deadshot tells Batman, "This better work.
This better save my daughter.
Superman flies through the ejmsyt, killing him. Mira tries to remove the water from Superman. Finally, vengeance, but he's too strong and crushes her. Green Lantern fires his ring at Superman, but he shoots his heat vision into the ring, making it explode, taking Lantern's arm with it. With parademons following close, Batman reaches the Batcave with the Mother Box. Cyborg uses it to activate the machine. Then, as Flash starts to run, Cyborg tries to stop Superman, but he just tosses him to the parademons, who take him apart. Then finally, Batman faces off against Superman. The Flash keeps running hard on the machine, seconds away from the jump. Batman is armed with the Kryptonite Spear, but Superman takes it and impales him. The Flash races as fast as he can, exploding through time, mere instants before Superman reaches him. When were you planning on telling me? Tell you what, Bruce? I know what you're hiding. Bruce, listen, Lex is planning something. He was gone. You couldn't have known. Bruce, stop. Lex, Clark will understand. No. When all this is over, maybe we can try. You are not the father. What I found, Lois. I love you. Bruce, no! No! Lois storms out, and moments later, in the loneliness of his cave, an older Barry Allen appears in front of him, as if from a half-forgotten dream. He must have fallen asleep. He knows what he will say, that Lois is the key. But no, this is not a dream. And this time what Barry says shakes Bruce to his core. She lied to you. You are the father. You are the father. And after that, the Flash vanishes. While Batman tries to get his bearings, Lois returns and tries again to tell Bruce about what she's discovered, what Lex is planning. And this time, he listens. She tells him that Lex has a plan to take out the Justice League. Bruce goes to his console to try to warn them. Boom! Then a boom tube erupts in front of Lois, and Darkseid appears, the Batcave collapsing at his arrival. Bruce looks down at Darkseid and Lois from behind the glass wall above. Darkseid stares at Lois. Bruce is overwhelmed. What can he do? Bruce smashes through the glass. Superman arrives just in time to see Darkseid unleashing his Omega beams. But Bruce jumps in front of Lois and is struck, but he gets out of his armor before it's consumed. He barely survives. Superman flies into a rage, but unbroken. When even the anti-life equation faces him, he puts Darkseid on his heels, boom, and he's forced to retreat. Lois tells Superman about Lex's plan. Superman flies at incredible speed, stopping Maru from releasing the gas on Themyscira, Orm and Black Manta from killing Arthur, and Len Snart from attacking Flash and Cyborg. Back at the Batcave, Lois and Bruce receive a call from General Swanwick. A large number of unidentified objects are entering Earth's atmosphere. Darkseid's armada. Bruce tells Lois that they need to keep fighting. As he boards the Batplane, he turns and tells her, "I did not think it was possible. But with you, I could have had a life outside of this cave. Thank you." He leaves. Saved by Superman, the League unites one last time to face the biggest threat Earth has ever faced, Darkseid's full-scale invasion, which even with a Kryptonian, is too much for the Justice League to handle on their own. But they won't have to. Despite the political tensions that have kept the world on edge since Steppenwolf's attack, and inspired by the Justice League, the countries of the world come together. Armies, air forces, navies, also the Amazons led by Hippolyta, are joined by their ancient rivals, the Atlanteans led by Mira. Then, shining green lights bathe them as two human Green Lanterns return to Earth, along with the rest of the Green Lantern Corps. And the history of the armies that first repelled the advances of Apocalypse during the Age of Heroes echoes today. Men, Atlanteans, Amazons, and Guardians from the Stars, they all stand together. The entire world is the Justice League, and a dark god feels a very human chill crawl up his spine. He's fought hundreds of thousands of other super beings on the other planets he's destroyed, and won. But he had never faced what he faced here millennia ago, and faces again now. Nothing like us. Not us united. The armies charge. Legions of parademons meet the might of Amazonian ground forces, while Atlantean artillery halts the advances of Apocalypse Armada. And the forces of men, forgetting they're fighting among gods, keep pushing forward in tenacity, rivaling that of their superior allies, not only fighting on their own, but saving both Amazons and Atlanteans. And Superman fights among them, shoulder to shoulder, his mind on his father, thinking of how he would have felt if he had gotten to see him, standing proud with the human race, believing himself as one of their own, and realizing that Clark Kent may not be gone after all. Green Lanterns fly with the Air Forces, Jordan at the front next to the Batplane leading the air attack, Stewart near the ground providing structural coverage and reinforcing the advances of the ground attack. The Flash travels the battlefield at super speed providing defense and rescuing the wounded from harm's way, while Cyborg uses his powers to mesh the communication systems so that coordination is possible. But Apocalypse forces are vast and they start to take ground. Diana saves a troop of soldiers from being crushed, and a suicide bomber lunges at her, but Hippolyta jumps in front of her and gets most of the blast. Laying on the ground, the Queen of the Amazons takes one last look at her daughter's face, while she holds her and dies with a smile, proud of having fought alongside her and the world of men. As the battle keeps turning in Apocalypse's favor, Cyborg senses the mother boxes near. His connection to them is intermittent, but it has been opened since he first interfaced with them during Steppenwolf's attack. He intercepts messages between them and finds that they are in Darkseid's possession from when he stole the anti-life equation from Luthor. They've been partially destroyed. They can no longer form the Unity, but their residual energy is being routed to Darkseid. Victor remembers his vision. Darkseid kept Superman here. But why? To protect the anti-life equation. He cannot take it from Earth. That's why Superman never left. He needs him. Superman is one of the most powerful beings in the universe. Darkseid must be trying to amplify the equation power. That's why he hasn't used it on this battle. He's saving all that power to control Superman. Victor to Bruce. Bruce, pick up! Pick up! What is it? It's Superman! Superman is the key! Darkseid is going to try to use the equation to turn him. If he is on their side, it's over. He already tried. He couldn't. He's harvesting the remaining power in the mother boxes. The power to terraform planets. Steppenwolf couldn't destroy Earth and they cannot join anymore. But all that power is still there. All that power focused on Superman. Try to reach him. I tried, no response. He was on the... I see him. Darkseid is on the ground, locking eyes with Superman. Cyborg was right. The mother boxes levitate behind him, their energy being absorbed by Darkseid. If I get you near, can you connect to them? And that's not the problem. They are not alive anymore. I am interfacing directly with their core via radio waves. It's whatever Darkseid did. I don't think they can store back the energy. Superman fights Darkseid, but this time Darkseid seems much stronger. Darkseid unleashes the full power of the Omega Force. Clark flies at super speed trying to get as many people away from it as possible, but in doing so gets struck directly on the chest. It's unbearable. It brings him to his knees. Victor, how do we stop it? I don't know. You already stopped them once. Okay. Analyzing. The mother boxes, they are siphoning the energy towards a specific signature coming from Darkseid. A dark energy of some sort. Elemental. If something else had that energy signature and we get it close enough to the mother boxes, I could reverse the process, use them to extract the energy from Darkseid and send it to it. And I mean all of the energy. And what would happen to whatever received that energy? We need to get it off-world quick. Maybe the green aliens can help with that. And what if it was someone? What? What do you mean? If someone received Darkseid's energy, could that someone teleport like they do through those portals? You mean Superman? What are you not telling me? Victor, please! Okay, interfacing. According to the boxes, these are gods. If another god received Darkseid's energy, in theory, that god would become like Darkseid. But if that someone is not a god, after a few seconds the energy would rupture from his body. Not even Superman could withstand that. And I doubt you have a god in that belt of yours. No god. We will do with what we have. When you see my signal, reverse the process and send the energy to the other signature. Going down. With his cells almost depleted, Superman is against the ground. No being in the multiverse has ever withstood the Omega Force at point blank for that long and at full power. With Superman nearly dead, Darkseid stops and places a hand on Superman's shoulder, the anti-life equation infecting his mind. The future is once again taking root in the present. A batarang hits Darkseid on the back of his head. It does nothing but annoy him. He turns to face one of these puny beings getting near the mother boxes. This one, not even with superpowers.
You believe you can stop me?
We did once.
I had not ascended yet. Now, I look down from my throne at my birthright.
And what is that? Darkseid smiles.
Everything. Everything I see, I own. And I've seen your world. I'll take the burden of choice from you and gorge on your meaningless lives. I am where hope comes to die, and life ends. An end it will. And I will be here after you and the other insects, after your planet, after this multiverse and the next. Everything becomes one in the great darkness. And that's all there will be. At the end, there will be only Darkseid.
No thanks. Darkseid's eyes turn red as he prepares to unleash the Omega Force again.
What's an insect to a...
Then he senses something. Superman's eyes open. Now, Victor. Bruce opens his suit and shows a wound eating away at his torso. Darkseid's eyes widen as he understands. That wound is residue from his Omega Force. The boxes start to vibrate rapidly. Bruce, no, a god will tell me.
Do you bleed?
And Darkseid feels something. For the last time. Fear. He implodes as the energy is drained from him and sent to Batman. The infinite surge of power fills him. He shines bright with pure energy. His skin starting to show cracks of black lightning. The power destroying him while trying to escape him. He won't be able to retain it for long, but for a few seconds, the Dark Knight becomes a dark god. And with that, all of the knowledge. Superman sits up, the solar energy already starting to refill his cells. He raises a hand and waves at Bruce, as if saying, goodbye. And thank you. Bruce nods, then a boom tube opens, and he goes through it. It opens elsewhere, and Batman appears from it. He takes a look at an alien world, and while closing his eyes, utters these words, "You are all free." The energy finally releases, destroying him, an apocalypse with it. The destruction is seen from another planet. The High Father witnesses it, with Orion at his side and the rest of his court at New Genesis. Back on Earth, the invading armada was completely destroyed. The remaining parademons reverted back to their original form. The Green Lanterns took them as refugees, and the Anti-Justice League was fully disbanded and imprisoned. In the aftermath, Diana becomes the new queen of the Amazons, leading them to rejoin the outside world. She starts peace negotiations with and between the countries of the world. Unlike anything in history, Arthur is accepted by the Seven Kingdoms as the true king that helped unite the world. The skepticism over his human heritage not only gone, but replaced with admiration. Barry starts a family with Iris and uses his scientific knowledge and connection to the Speed Force to help humans unlock the secrets of the multiverse. Victor keeps advancing human technology, providing abundant clean energy and curing diseases, evolving in the process, now able to make himself look human again. And Lois mourns Bruce's death. Using his powers, Clark looks closer and realizes that Lois is carrying Bruce's child. She admits it, but he already knows. He doesn't shy away from her. Instead, he embraces Lois and their unborn child. At the memorial commemorating the 20th anniversary of the Batman's sacrifice, Commissioner Barbara Gordon asks Lois, does he know about his father? Referring to Lois's son, John? John knows everything about his father. Clark flies John to an old cabin by a lake. Dad, what is this place? Where are we? Master Kent. Alfred! It's good to see you, old friend. I didn't expect to see anybody here. Old habits. Do you remember John? Alfred smiles looking at John and wipes a tear from his eye. Hello, Mr. Alfred. I'm sorry that I don't remember you. Nice to meet you. It is very nice to see you again, son. Then looks at Clark. I see he takes after his father. In more ways than one. Alfred, I was hoping we could visit the lower levels. Lower levels, sir? The southeast corner, to be precise. Alfred smiles again. This is your house. That goes to both of you. Thank you, Alfred. What's down there? Back in Smallville, when I was a few years younger than you, your grandfather decided it was time for me to know more about where I came from, who I was. And I think it's time for me to do the same for you. Okay. I had a friend once. He was very stubborn, not unlike you. I think you would have liked him.
The future has taken root in the present.